Hello, and welcome back to my channel again. Somehow I'm entertaining enough for you to come back and watch me repeatedly. That's if you're a second, third, multiple time viewer. Anyways, I'm your host. I just changed my name actually on YouTube. Changed it from RI Runner to what I currently go by, which is Chubby Bike Guy. Call me CBG for short, or if you guys want, you can still call me Grandma. I don't really mind. Because when you see me out on the road, I'll race you, and I'll go like this. I'll go smoked by Grandma, baby. Because Grandma has a need for speed. Anyways, on to the topic of today's video. I'm going to be talking about my experience on motorcycles and what I think, in my opinion, is a good starter bike. So, first off, I started out on a 1988 Honda CBR 600. It was the original F. It's the beginning of the F series. They started it in '87, and I bought that about 3.5 years ago. I bought it, I believe, May of 2015. Just out of high school, not sure what I was doing with my life, and paid $900 whopping for it. It was absolutely beat. Needed a lot of work, but I mean, it ran and rode, so who's gonna complain about a running and riding bike for under $1,000? Anyways, I rode out that bike for a couple years. Not a couple years, I'm sorry, a couple months. And it ended up shitting the bed on me. Because what do you expect out of a 30-year-old bike almost? So, the carbs went bad on that. I wasn't too experienced working on or fixing bikes, even cars for that matter. And when the carbs went bad, I had no idea what happened. I was like, oh god, the bike shit the bed, whatever. So my friends helped me out. We replaced the spark plugs, did an oil change, we did the plug wires, did a whole ton of things to the bike. And then I came to the conclusion it was the carbs, in which case I YouTubed how to clean them, and ended up cleaning them in about 6 hours. Did it in my basement. Solid job. Threw them back in the bike ran, sold the bike. And then I ended up buying, after this, a 1999 Yamaha YZF 600R. It's the Thundercat version. Decently powerful bike for the year. Again, this was only my second bike, so you can't expect anything too fancy from it. That bike didn't need as much work, but on the way home from buying the bike, what do you know, 5th gear, hauling ass on the highway, clutch starts slipping. Again, no idea what the fuck is going on, because, what do you know, your boy here is, at this point, not experienced with mechanics, and I had no idea. I rode it out till the clutch hit the bed, YouTubed how to fix the clutch, and fixed the clutch. I ended up having that bike for just over a year. I ended up ended up painting that bike 3 times. Went from being a red bike to being white with white rims, to being white with blue rims, to being black with 2 blue racing stripes. And then I ended up selling that with a shot transmission, because the second gear slipping problem was more than just a clutch. And then that's where I started my path to good bikes and fun, fast bikes and newer bikes, and you get the gist. I then bought a 2005 CBR 600RR, needed a shitload of work. Ended up doing all that work, and by this time I had already been a mechanic at Tasca Ford, so I had a good amount of experience in fixing motors and mechanical parts on a vehicle. and fixed that up, and I traded it for my last bike, which was a 2012 Suzuki Gixxer 1000. Had a lot of fun on that bike, but then I ended up seeing this bike for sale on Facebook Marketplace, $4 grand for a $7,000 bike. I was like, how the fuck can you go wrong? That's almost half of the actual value of the bike, and this bike's got nothing wrong with it. It runs and drives perfect. So I ended up posting up the Gixxer, and I ended up getting $4,600 for it. It was very beat, if I might add. I bought it totaled and fixed it up. And I ended up going to that guy who I got this bike from, and I offered him my Gixxer as a trade, and he liked it, but he didn't want to trade. So I ended up rushing to sell this, or to sell my Gixxer to buy this bike. Ended up getting $4,600 for my Gixxer, and like I said, bought this one for $4 grand. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. About to be 21 years old on a 2015 Suzuki GSXS. Not too shabby for a almost 21-year-old. Not half bad. And now, as I was getting to, a starter bike. I, in my opinion, believe that a starter bike should be a 600 if it's a street bike, or if it's a Harley, maybe like 800 to 1112. Nothing crazy. And I also believe that you shouldn't pay a lot for a first bike, because your first bike is the bike that you're gonna figure out if you like to ride, and you're gonna figure out how much you like to ride, and you're gonna figure out if you're going to keep riding. Your first bike is also probably gonna be crashed, knock on wood, because let's all just throw it out there, it's inevitable that you're most likely going to crash your first bike, whether it's your fault or somebody else's. And that's why I think it's important to buy a cheap, beat-up motorcycle as your first bike. Like I said, I bought my 1988 Honda CBR 600 for $900. I don't think you should spend any more than $1,500 on a first bike. Because I know people who have went out and got 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 R6s and 600s, whatnot. They pay $5 grand for them. And then what do? A couple months later, they crash them. And then where's all that money? I mean, they had liability insurance, so they're fucked. And hopefully, they're hoping it's the other person's fault, because if it wasn't the other person's fault, then they're not going to be on a bike for a while. Anyways, I don't know if you guys' opinions are the same as mine, if they're different. If you guys totally hate my opinion, I don't care. Fucking dislike my video. Who cares? Just in it for the fun. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. And this is CBG checking out.